Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
It's a podcast, the Stock Movers. Here's Lisa Mateo. Do you start with the old wise one?
Yes, let's start with Nvidia. Let's go there. Okay, so their shares have been up as much as 5%. The reason why there's this big reversal from the White House, they had this earlier stance on measures designed to limit China's AI ambitions, but Washington now saying they're going to greenlight those export licenses for the H20 AI chip in China for Nvidia. And the thing is, it could add, billions of dollars to Nvidia's revenue this year because it can now fulfill those orders that it kind of written off or as lost because of the restrictions set in place. Advanced Micro Devices also got some similar news, so their shares are up about 5% too.
I don't understand the change in policy other than maybe just a general thawing out between
and Jensen Huang was meeting with officials too.
Yep, okay.
So there might have been some talks there that kind of changed the thought process behind it.
Bueno.
We'll see. But yes, making the announcement. So the shares are higher. Big banks, also big news this morning. Yes, JPMorgan Chase, ticker JPM. Shares have been down as much as 1%. So I'm guessing investors were hoping for a little bit more, but it seems like good news. You could be the start of a deal-making rebound. You had investment banking fees climbing 7%. Analysts were expecting a 14% drop. So you see the difference there. Jamie Dimon said deal-making activity, it started to slow, but it gained momentum because sentiment improved. Within investment banking, you had debt underwriting. That rose 12%. Fees from advising on mergers, acquisitions climbed 8%. But stock traders, they really notched their best second quarter ever. Fixed income trading topped expectations. So some pretty solid numbers.
Keith Horowitz just publishes moments ago at Citigroup on their good competitor, JPMorgan Chase, the net income and net interest income guide better than expected. He's still got a neutral on it, but he gives it major thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like, as Lisa said, really good numbers across the board. Boy, they make a ton of money.
They do. And then on the flip side to JP Morgan, you have Wells Fargo. So their ticker WFC. Their shares have been down 3%. Not as much good news. They lowered full year guidance for net interest income to little change from last year. Posted about $11.7 billion for the 3 months through June. That was lower than expected. This is after another quarter of slow growth. So the bright spot, though, for them, its credit quality remains sturdy. Net charge-offs dropping 23% from a year earlier. Provisions for credit losses, they came in at about $1 billion lower than analyst projections. So that's your Cliff Notes version for that.
I think of Wells Fargo, I think of small, mid-sized businesses as well as some of the larger corporations. But Wells Fargo, if you're going to see some, issues with credit quality out there in the American economy, you might see it at a place like Wells Fargo or Bank of America. I don't know.
Moments ago, coming across the headline, Stock Movers is a movable feast, folks. And Lisa, this is the Citigroup CFO on a conference call saying credit card spending resilient.
Resilient.
Yeah,
so
they say the Mateo
spending.
House particularly so.
I can attest to that.
I can attest to that too. Just got my last bill. So their ticker C, right, up 1%. It had a big beat, particularly fixed income trading business too. You talked about consumer spending, but fixed income trading business, 20%. It jumped for $4.3 billion. Analysts were looking for 3.9, so a bigger jump there. Their best second quarter in 5 years. So some good news,
cool.
From Citigroup. Stock traders, they hauled in $1.6 billion, pushing past expectations too.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.